Oh, hello! Welcome, we're back. It is, hey, Ringoet, hello! It's Monday, we're playing some Disco Elysium. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I a little bit remember what we were doing. It was the end of the day here. Did I miss Kim's end of the day report? Not yet, we were about to do it. And the dream, spoilers, there's gonna be a dream, I guess. Careful, that's not that big a spoiler. I'm not really upset about that, but, oh, never mind. It's fine, it's fine. Let's get into it. Let's see. Alright, so we were just out here, and I think we were going to try to head back home to the Whirling in Rags, and they're going to tell us to use the other door. It's like 9:55. Let me just look real quick at what we had. Lord X. What we had going on. Did we have any things that needed to be done at a particular time? Wednesday, end of day brief with Kim after 10. We have to open an apartment door. The door is behind the greenhouse in the yard, a basement door. We probably should go do that first. To give you info on the case in return. Okay. Rangwatz has been playing I Divine Cybermancy and Deus Ex recently, and both seem like your kind of thing. Complete fucking fever dreams. I failed to hack a computer and got hacked by it. That's alarming. Someday. We'll get to that future soon. Can't come soon enough. This is the secret door. This isn't the one I'm thinking of. We'll do it tomorrow. The basement door by the greenhouse. Hold up. Let me just look at that again real quick. Behind the greenhouse in the yard, a basement door. There's the greenhouse. I guess it's on the other side. When they say behind, that's perhaps what they mean. We'll do it tomorrow. Good night, Kuno. Apparently you can get hacked by a door if you fail to hack the door. That's good. We need our doors to have sophisticated anti-hacking mechanisms. Counter-hacking, even. And Rangwat says they're even killed by a door if you fail to destroy hack. You try to destroy door? No, 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 no. Door destroys you. Let's speak with... No? Oh, okay. Please. Oh, I guess I can't speak to that person. Weird. Alright. Let's talk to the guy behind the bar. Where are we going?
Can I help you?
So about that money I owe you.
Yes. Have you got it?
Rangwat says you can also hack your co-op teammates. I need to actually not fail that once sometime. Oh no, your teammates. Hey, Noodles, welcome, says replaying Kenshi for the 4th time. This time, a skeleton crew. Are they actual skeletons, or is there just not very many of them? And Rangwat says, and it's like the weirdest hacking minigame I've ever seen. It's a whole JRPG to win the hack. You mean it's not Pipe Dream? I can't imagine what it would be like to do hacking that's not Pipe Dream. How much do I owe you again?
A lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window, 130 real.
Alright, I'm close to 10% of that, so let's talk about something else.
Like what? I was really enjoying talking about the money you owe me.
Noodle says, turns out they talk a lot more about lore stuff when they're not with other races. They're robots. Ah, I see. Insular robots. Okay. Goodbye. Well, hopefully this will be fine, and I'll be able to find somewhere to sleep. Do I have a key for this door?
You see a heavy steel.
A pen. Giant Spatch says hacking minigame tier list when? I can't remember what the... Was there a hacking minigame in Alpha Protocol? I'll just use this as an excuse to talk about Alpha Protocol. Maybe I don't have a key for this door. I sort of thought I did. I can't remember. No. Put back whatever I was wearing before. What has been switched? Lord. We're fine. Noodle says, which is more husband material, Mr. Disco or Kim? Gotta be Kim. If Kim says he's proud of me, I think that I'll die happy. And Rangot says, it's fun and creative, but I can see how it can get old when I fail the hack 100 times. I realize my stats are, interesting. Hot tip, low hacking is not the best idea. I see. A keystone skill, huh? Let's go talk. Oh, we can't debrief, actually, because there's not enough time has passed. Right, the passage of time is weird. So I guess we could go... Oh, who's this? Is this a new person? It's all about money, you know. That's why I don't remember him. Okay. Anything else we can do real quick? Run the number on the victim's armor. Use Kim's shortwave to run the number. In his motor carriage. Okay, let's do that quick. Kim, in the 3 minutes before you go to sleep, I just need to use your car for something. That car is
Inside,
anachronistic.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Pick up the radio.
The frequency tableau lights up, and a green button labeled Prime Line.
Primeline.
Eye.
Grows like a feline.
Hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens.
Oh.
Radio waves.
Noodle says that's a good car.
Over the metropolis.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Sorry, did you say lieutenant? Is that how they say it? You will refer to me as lieutenant or not at all. Also, Kim's the lieutenant.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
Noodle says if you didn't spend your money on alcohol and paying for lost equipment, you'd have a bigger car. True. Come in, dispatch. Come in, dispatch. Come in, dispatch.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Ranguet says in Divine Eye Cybermancy, I think, although it could also be Deus Ex, you can use hacking to make people go blind, mind control them, kill them, or steal magical power / stamina from them. And they don't need to be... It is I. Got it. And they don't need to be a robot to be hacked. IDK how? I guess everyone has cybernetics or something, but everyone can be hacked. Everyone can be hacked. Just like real life. You just gotta try hard enough. Could you run a serial number from a pair of armored buttes for me?
Sir, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it.
Why, it's E50.100.10000. This make and model of the armor is Fairweather T500/VE.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately.
Got
Call
it.
back tomorrow.
Oh, I'm glad we
Hopefully
called
they'll
her.
have the best
It's
news
gonna
by
take a
then.
day. Okay, I'm glad we did this now. Could you connect me to the 41st precinct? I have something I need to report. Damn, Disco is a car nut?
Just a second,
Perhaps.
officer.
His radio voice is oddly familiar. Well, this is Kim's car.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
Sorry, could you connect me to somebody less French, please?
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas. The radio switchboard. The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, Station 41. I've got an urgent business. Over.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over.
Just reporting in. Over.
10-18, state your message, sir.
I need to report my badge missing.
10-9, over.
My badge, I can't find it anywhere, basically. It's gone. This says, by the sound of the engine farts, this is a 6V Proto High Wing with 600 mileage and a custom-fit hubcap, and there's a potato chip in there somewhere. Oh my god, he really knows cars.
10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Sounds good.
Is it him? What does he want?
Hey, Mr. Vicamere.
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
Oh, I don't even get to
What? He lost his badge?
say nothing. Let's just see if we say nothing, he might not know we're here and he might say something embarrassing about us. Ringwet says on Deus Ex the plot is insane. The intro cutscene already establishes its interestingly aged plot point of the government creating a disease to hold a monopoly over vaccines. An even more interestingly aged plot point of the Statue of Liberty being blown up by terrorists, but it has actually an inside job to justify a war, and dinosaurs are being created. The dinosaurs are being created is chillingly lifelike. Noodle says, have you found out why they call you Mr. Disco? We have not.
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name.
We
It's
did
the
find out
name
what my
of a
name is,
fictional
but...
detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
Haha, officer's lost his badge, haha. Like I'm the first cop to ever misplace his badge.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Thanks, Jules.
Oh god damn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
Mullen dicked us.
Can't we just move on? I want to report it and be done with it.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen
Shut up,
lost his
Chester
badge.
McLean. You have embarrassing haircut. Noodle says, I love Piotr cringing at this interaction. It's a bit brutal.
What's going on?
Such a visceral reaction.
Super Cop here lost his badge. He lost his what now?
Stop!
His badge.
Oh
He
my
lost
god.
His goddamn fucking badge.
Alright, I have other things. Enough. No, you know what? I'm not gonna let this go yet. Could you all please just stop saying lost his badge for a moment?
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
The room at the other end of the line erupts in volcanic laughter. Why does everybody hate me?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your badge yet. Over.
Stop!
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
Say nothing.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it.
Enough with this. I have other things to discuss.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
Rangoet says, the writing and ideas of Deus Ex have aged very well. It's kind of an over-the-top parody of conspiracy theories, but also highlights real-world problems between the madness, like the divide in wealth, monopolies over basic resources, and corrupt government operations. Basically, it's like Disco Elysium on crack. I feel like Disco Elysium is like Disco Elysium on crack. I could be mistaken. You also play a shitty cop in Deus Ex as well.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Stop!
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun too.
Is he brain damaged? Yeah, we gotta know. Is he brain damaged in
Sergeant
Deus Ex?
Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Oh, fuck.
Convince them that you didn't lose your gun. Let's do it. Let's do it. Because the gun's around. The gun has been located. I mean, the Union guys have my gun, but I'm just going to convince them that I didn't do it. Kim, don't listen to this part. All in!
Over the phone, it's easy. Just say it like it's the truth. Then it becomes it.
Of course I didn't lose my gun.
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine the poor prick who has to relay that kind of news to the captain.
Yeah, could you imagine? That'd be wild.
Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find it and fast. We can't have some gangbanger running around with it.
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance.
Yeah. This might... Oh, no. I am in dire need of financial assistance. I will probably be sleeping on the street tonight without immediate intervention. Rangoet says, Disco Elysium is insane, but it doesn't have you. Slight spoiler if you care. I'm gonna skip reading that because I don't want it to be spoiled. Neil says it's kind of like that, though.
10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but
What does he want now?
he's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
I don't think he is.
Please.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
No, this is gonna be different this time.
Right, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over.
It is paramount to the investigation that you grant me more money.
He says it's important to the case.
He isn't getting smelling a red scent. You can tell him that.
Request denied, sir. Over.
Rango says, also, you may not be brain damaged when you walk up to the bartender, and say the conspiracy is real. You may as well be. Okay, I heard you. No funds. A case of French Budweiser.
Anything else, sir? Over.
We need a case of French Budweiser. Listen, this might sound odd, but there are personal details I'd like to discuss.
Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question. Over.
Can I have some money?
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through.
I need information, not fear.
Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
It's a bit odd, because we already know he isn't, but...
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
I wanted to know if you got my badge's description right in your report. Could you read it to me? Name, rank, date of birth?
What? What is it? You still on the line?
He wants to verify the information on his badge.
Don't!
But of course, it says Dick Mullen,
No!
General of the Revacholian Cavalry Force.
Then where's...
Tell
Oh.
him to stop wasting time.
They'll think you forgot your birthday?
What do you need, sir? Over.
Yep, let's wrap this up.
Understood, sir. Over.
I'm out.
Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Let's tap on the fuel preheater gauge. Why not? We're here. It's there.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
No, man. What if the pipes freeze?
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now.
Got it.
Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my MC.
All right, close the door. Ringwitz says, the writing and voice of the main character in Deus Ex is great. He's an android who kind of lacks emotional responses to stuff, and overall tries to act impartial, but also roast people. This leads to, killing someone, having to try and hide, and you just coldly saying, how sad, what a rotten way to go. Oh, wow, that's kind of sociopathic. A lot of really funny writing, especially as the plot goes insane and you're trying to explain it to people who aren't insane. Noodle says, nah, that's not in character. He should go, rip bro, he died. Ripperoni. Don't you run to the
We should
balcony.
think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet.
You should take care of that, then.
But I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
Thanks, Kim.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Oh, Kim, you're such a trooper. Let's see. And if we F up, we can try leveling up to retry something potentially.
Can I help you?
Rainbow says you are kind of a psychopath. How evil you are is up to you. Deus Ex has like 4 or 5 endings and a lot of choices. Listen, my friend, about the money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I was wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement for tonight. I wonder if there's space in your room. Oh, we're talking about that old FPS game. Yeah, the old Deus Ex.
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
Kim is about to say something, let him.
I understand your predicament as the manager. However,
He adjusts his glasses.
I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Noodle says, I prefer the meat pile... Oh, Deus Ex Evolution, though?
Forgive me for saying this, but
meat pile
your
evolution.
colleague seems more committed to drinking, and
He stops mid-sentence.
He shrinks back a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze.
Oh, the meat pile evolution. I understand. Evolution is slow and we are born to suffer without meaning. Good. He shrinks back a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze.
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
Oh, hold on. I still have my key, you know.
Good luck trying to use it.
He taps his foot against the metal box installed in the back of the counter. What, do you change the locks?
All the locks have an electronic component. They
Ah.
have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
This conversation isn't going anywhere, is it?
Not until you bring me the money.
Oh.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
All right, we're going to get Kim's gun.
No, Lieutenant. We're done here.
Well, Kim, sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh. You're my rock, Kim. Rangwitz says, overall small and dense, it's able to notice a lot, such the fact they took the non-lethal crossbow. A soldier says he thought the cyborg cops are meant to be killing machines, which is not true, but also totally true. Is Kim loaded? I actually don't know if Kim is loaded.
Inside, you see a set of steering
We're gonna
levers,
access
a
Kim's
radio
trust
microphone,
fund.
a pull-out tool.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Oh, are we gonna deal drugs?
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage.
Look in the suspect transport enclosure. Rangwitz says, I don't think the cops in Disco are overall paid the
cage
best.
At the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle.
He has a
in the
car,
dark.
that's true.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I appreciate the help. Take the spinners.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Oh, God, I hope it's still open. Noodle says, and Loki paints minifigures and plays D&D. And Rangwat says, man, I love escapism from British politics. He probably does. This is one of those open at 10:30 p.m. He'd want to at least. Agreed. Do I have like acquire a copy of the city map? God damn it! Don't make me. Oh my gosh. That's a bit of a pet peeve for me. Is games where they make you find the map, especially for this kind of game. But anyway, it's fine. Please. Oh, he's here. Thank God.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can.
Ringwitz says, I don't want to spoil much, but I can say for certain he doesn't. It's because he doesn't even know what paint is. We're going to find out. And Giant Spider says, painting minifigs makes you a cool dude. It's true. He'd want to. Exactly. There's something I'd like to sell.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
The lieutenant steps in and hands him the spinners.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Let's force him to play a tabletop
Yes.
game. Let's force Kim to play a
These are
tabletop
very,
game.
very good.
We'll see what we can do.
Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesque banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
Noodle says he likes cars, D&D, cars, in that order. Oh, D&D sandwich with car bread.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
The lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens the register and counts the cash.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thanks.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
Oh, sweet. Kim's taking his cut.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant
Rangwat says no. Work, cars, D&D in that order.
The windfall is
It's an open-faced D&D or car sandwich on D&D bread with work sauce.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Nah, that's all for now.
Another time, perhaps.
By the way, do you happen to have any guns like the ones carried by cops?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Ah. Heal myself now. Okay.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God.
Noodle says, Piotr, are you hungry or something?
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept
Oh,
referring to
no.
herself as a pig, which was odd.
How old?
I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive.
Oh no.
But I was just happy to get rid of it.
Last stream we had the
And,
phone names, now the sandwich. Oh, I still remember the phone number, I think. Wait, I have to go to my mind palace real quick. It's Zeus, Lore, Pollen, Pope, me, which means it's 0054 Pollen 952 Pope is 993. Do you have a real mind palace? No, not really. But I can remember the sequence of images, but I don't have a real mind palace.
Truth be told, she was terrifying.
This was not like a horrible, annoying child, was it?
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Kim, I'm glad we had this conversation after you let me take the spinners.
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
Ringwood says, I know someone who recreated their room in their mind and said they walk around it and stuff and finds info in the drawers and stuff. That seems insane to me. I've heard of such a thing, yeah. And Ringwood says, my mind is an abstract collection of random shit I think of and vaguely put together. I think that you need a particular way of kind of visual thinking. But it's from, like, Sherlock Holmes, maybe? The Mind Palace? Sherlock Holmes originally? Maybe not. Maybe it existed before then. I do think you need a kind of a particular... Because we know that different people are able to visualize things with different kind of intensity or clarity in their mind's eye. So I don't think it works for everybody. Yeah, different ways of thinking. Noodle says, why is there spilled mango shake in my mind drawer? I should clean that. It's fine. It's been there long enough. It'll be fine for another day. And Rangoet says, Noodle, sorry, we had a party. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I sold my gun.
Yeah, it's not good. I do hope we manage to clean this mess up somehow, while also keeping our focus on the murder investigation.
This mess, he means your mess.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
Okay, so we're looking for a woman who called herself a pig, is hopefully not a child. Ringwood says, now that's the move that's missing from Eyes hacking, mind parties, and mango
A
shakes.
needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Well, at least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk
Of
about something
course.
else. Oh, have I been DC'd? Stop. Connecting to chat. Hold up just a second. Hold up. Well, welcome to the chat room. Okay, seems fine. Seems good. I wanted to ask you about my missing gun again.
Sure thing.
That's it.
Sure,
Never mind.
man.
I'm out. Do you have any drugs that help you locate people who might have bought your gun? Or like, if something could give me like an insanely good sense of smell so I could sniff them out? Something like that. Maybe it comes in a nose spray. Okay, we're gonna pay the bartender. Let's also doop-a-doop-a-doop. Do we have any good thoughts to develop? I don't want to do the 15th Indo tribe. Do I? Oh, I already did do that. Let's unlock another slot here. Oh, advanced race theory I don't want. Nero says, what place would buy an unregistered firearm? Or at least someone who's this unhinged? We know that the Union people know about it, so it's probably somebody working for them. Let's see. People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago. Yeah, we've been thinking about bringing communism back. That's something that's been on my mind. Let's do that. Ringo says, oh, also I was in co-op with a friend, and after exiting the tutorial, he shot the first NPC, pissing off the entire hub area and making us restart the mission because you can't progress the quest with no NPCs. Off to a wonderful start. Yeah, teach me about communism. All right, mister. Think you're so great? Here's your
Can
money.
I help you? Yes.
I have
got
your
it?
money, you dip.
Well,
You know what? He's not going to forgive us. Just here's 130 real. There's no point in trying to be nice to him.
great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay
Oh,
your nightly
no.
bill in advance starting tomorrow.
Rigwitz says also someone else joined the server we were in, and after killing them by accident, my friend stole their cyber legs. I hope they didn't mind.
The electronic lock
Grand
to your
Theft
room
Cyberleg.
has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I can do 20 real per
I'll
night.
take a room here too.
Kim opens his wallet.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
I'm good for now. You piece. Anything else we need to do while we're down here? Call Alice back in a day, right? Keep an eye out for the Union dudes. Oh, there's a lot to do, isn't there? Let's just debrief with Kim. It's getting late. We're up past Kim's bedtime. Please. My god, my worst enemy, the stairs. Oh, I have to interact with them. Okay. Please. Let me just slide over there for a second.
The door is closed.
No worries. We should try to get a different room, Kim. Oh, wait, hold up. Anything to do here? Okay, to the balcony. Kim. I hate this town, Kim.
Yes?
Why did the 41st send me?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
Yeah, that does make more sense than the other stuff I thought of.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late and argues with his necktie. You weren't sent here to win.
That's it. Pity party for me. Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck up? Like as a joke?
I've considered it.
His voice is somber. So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why's that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Ha! So you are the finest.
I am the finest of nothing.
Oh, Kim, stop. Do you really see me as a safe bet? Fishing for some quick compliments from Kim. Ringwood says, yeah, that's how it works. The higher positions always send the odd low performing just to slide.
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it
Wow.
this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there.
I'm a bit of a maverick.
So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Kim, you're the best. But tell me about the case again.
What do you want to know?
That's all I
Yeah.
have for now. Rangoet says, you seem to be following
Excuse
me.
me?
The thing isn't happening. I'm also noticing that nothing, just an
You
observation.
have a distinctive way of walking.
Maybe we were supposed to talk to him
If
about
I
something
were
else
to walk
before.
in front of you, we would surely collide.
Let it go.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Rengo says, I remember. You enter your room. Ah, okay. So did we... Hey, Soul Foundry, thanks for the sub. Soul Foundry says, I've decided Narnia is a country in Middle-earth, and that's what C.S. Lewis and J.R. Tolkien talked about when they wrote each other. Maybe so, maybe so. I do like that those two were friends. Kim, go to sleep, bub.
Yes?
Alright. Trying to debrief with Kim, but he's keeping his briefs firmly on. When you enter the room, it will start. Got it. Giant Spatch says, I think they mostly talked about sneaking Christian imagery in their writing. Are you telling me that Narnia is some kind of an allegory? Soul Foundry says, I'm actually really getting into the Narnia series. The Boy and His Horse is interesting.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
All right, let's go back.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Rengwet says, I saw the movie as a kid and forgot most of it. It had God as a lion, and that was weird. It's Aslan. But yeah, no, it's God as a lion. And Soulfinder says, I like I don't know how they spell it, but they call the horse Bree, and I like him. Bree. Rengwet says, especially since he lives in, like, a European field. European field? Yeah, God would not be caught dead in Europe. The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. It's a bit inaccurate in that way. He listens to the traffic hum, then.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I meant more so a lion, but yeah, God doesn't like Europe either. Just the continent. How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that
Oh
sense.
shoot, the body got cut down. Did it? Maybe not. Maybe we have to do the
I
door
would say
thing
our
first.
initial inspection
No, it
was
did get cut
very
down.
thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up on.
That's true.
In addition, we got that body down from the tree.
Yeah.
We still have to perform the autopsy, though. But at least we did a thorough search of the crime scene. That's great.
We do got to do more interviews. I guess he was supposed to say something about interviews. This doesn't really make sense coming off of his line, but that's okay. The initial interviews? Yes. Well, we talked to some people. Rango says, that's all cool, Kim, but do you think I was disco-looking today?
Mm-hmm. Including Everard Clare. A daunting adversary, if there ever was one.
True.
He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however.
Also true.
he's not saying much on the matter because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Everard.
You know what? We're gonna be real open with Kim. I am a little intimidated by him. He has stuff on me.
Well, we will have to work through that.
So Founder says, legit, I thought I was going to freeze to death on Saturday, and we have a round 2 starting tomorrow, apparently. I did hear it's going to be wicked cold again tomorrow. Get those emergency kits together and make sure you have blankets and some kind of heating device.
Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief.
Big relief. It's a very serviceable name, too. And Soulfinder says, I was all proud of myself for having so much ramen. I couldn't boil water. Useless. Just crunch on the ramen. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Rangoet says, everyone seems to have crazy colds recently. For once, I feel happy to be in South England.
Moving on. We interviewed Joyce Messier, the Wildlands rep, and learned a lot. None of it very good news for us or Martinez, but
He gives you a quick nod of acknowledgement and approval. Okay, we did okay there.
above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette. Soulfinder says, I'll put pics on my Discord of my neighborhood. One has my feathered hat for scale. Hat for scale. Also, feathered hat is pretty cool. Rangoet says, is hungover than runs all day. What a mad
Nice
lad.
shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
He looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles suddenly. Oh, you are funny, Kim. What are our powers exactly? The RCM.
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000? Why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
What else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
How are we sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become
Got it.
fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
I believe that, especially if we're going around, getting people for minor offenses.
When power calls you.
I mean, we're investigating a murder right now, but
But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
I see. And if someone resists?
We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal.
Have you... that's a pretty personal question. What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
And who makes all these rules? The coalition government? I don't want to freak Kim out, so I'm not going to ask a whole bunch of questions about killing people.
Yes, the international community's mission in Revachol, and the moral intern, more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizens.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Good to know.
Or if they think you do.
The moral intern. What is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political
Ah.
organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
Soulfinder says it's 25 Fahrenheit right now and supposed to go down to 17 tonight. I want to move to California and don't ever quote me on that ever, please. Sounds good. Just for tonight. Move to California. Okay. What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It's very pragmatic of you, Kim. Rangbot says, remember the moral intern don't actually own Revachol, according to Joyce. They say officially they do, but many of Revachol's governments will say the contrary.
It is more than
Interesting.
There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the moral intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
A leitmotif. Okay.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Okay.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
Who is Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
Fine, Kim. What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Got it. Rengwet says, a fact. Kim, you're nice and all, but the imperialist government who is contentiously trying to claim ownership of a city is not just a fact. It's a fact. Soulfinder says, what is the longest you've ever gone without power, and what's your best advice? When I was little, we went almost a week without power in the winter, but we had a wood stove and put all our food in the snow or garage. Oh, wow. I've never been that long without power. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I guess that works to keep everything refrigerated. No, I don't think that I can really give advice about that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous.
Oh.
Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky.
Noodle says a month. I have an opinion on the moral intern.
Do you?
The lieutenant arches his brow, then pulls on his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. Soulfinder says, Noodles, let's go! Things are bad out there. We need them here, giving us the right to police Revachol. That's not very communist of me. But maybe. But maybe that's what I want to say to Kim. This... Oh. Noodle says it was a violent storm. It flattened and flooded the place. Oh my god. You know what? We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting bourgeois rights. Bourgeoisie? Rengwet says Kim is such a centrist, and though in social situations like non-aggressive tone is nice politically, he doesn't really question a lot and acts like being a cop isn't political. I would agree. Soulfinder says, I seriously just wished I could have started a fire when my power was out.
No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization.
It is bourgeois, okay.
Protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes.
Yeah, vigilantes sounds pretty bad. Soulfinder says, my pie tin full of tea lights just wasn't heating much. Noodle says, we did that, and boats. Vigilante sounds bad.
Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes.
So much world building.
I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
You know what? Let's not hassle him about smoking. Just look into the night. Noodle says there were a lot of tadpoles, which I squished for my own entertainment. No! The
dying
tadpoles!
lights of the city shimmer below.
Poor things.
Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag.
Rengwet says, protecting the people of Revachol. The irony is we are doing a report on a case of a company mercenary's murder. And Soulfinder says, as a frog lover, I'm ignoring that
This
statement.
soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, fallen between the cracks.
Noodle says they're not frogs yet, but they are but little balls with tails and sometimes small legs. And Soulfinder says, I'm oddly scared of frogs after falling in an ostrich pool pit. You're gonna have to tell me what an ostrich pool pit is. In an ostrich pool pit full of frogs, but I love them. And in Jamrock in the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are. But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least do some
Me
good.
too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
He puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks to the door. Also, can we level up again? Oh, we actually can. Okay, let's go in, get out of the cold here, and then we'll look at our skills. I just don't want to be freezing on the balcony while I do this. Let's see. What I wanted to see is, are there challenges that we wanted to retry? Like... Those on white are available to try now. Oh, let's maybe get some more conceptualization. Yeah, let's try getting some conceptualization, because that'll let us retry a few things, and it's something that we do a lot. Anyway. Sorry, these menus. Yeah! And Regwet says Joyce can explain the weirder parts of reality without Kim remember. I don't think we ever found that out, but that is good to know. Nuda says I was probably 11. Okay, we're taking conceptualization. Rangoet says, Soul Foundry says, so, growing up, friends had ostriches, right? They had a pit dug next to the pens for something, but they stank and probably were full of ostrich waste, and a bunch of frogs loved to live in there. A log fell across one, and I have no balance. Oh no, I decided to walk across the log, and long story short, I fell in and thought the frogs were going to eat me. But I love frogs. Okay, let's go talk to Joyce in the night. Kim, aren't you going to go to sleep, buddy?
Yes?
Ringo says, that is what the white checks is for. IDK if I exactly said weirder part of reality, but talking about life in the world which Kim thinks is a waste of time. Go to your room and Kim will go. Got it.
What do you want to know?
No, we're good. It's everything I need to know for now. Well, I know that we can retry these. I didn't realize we could do them without Kim. Legendary, impossible, impossible, formidable. Noodle says, Kim, it is what it is. See you in the morning. Oh, no, I'm going to bed. Hee 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 hee. Wait, let me look at the orange thing here real quick. Empty cassette case. I wonder what I do with that. Okay. There used to be a tape in this case. Maybe we can sell it. Did you ever talk to the old soldier? I don't think that we did. I don't think we talked to an old soldier. Renegwet says, I see. Let's go talk to Joyce. Did you ever lick the thing for the couch for whiskey stains? I think we did. But I can't remember for sure. That was one of, if we did, it was like the first thing we did. No? Okay. You skipped out. Got it. So regrettable. Let's see if we can sneak back over here and open up the door we're supposed to open. At night. Hello, child. So that's, I think, done. We'll do our autopsy tomorrow morning. The body can stay out one more night in the rain. What's wrong with that? Let's see. Hey, what's that noise down there? Open apartment door for Everard. Behind the greenhouse, in the yard, a basement door. Oh, it's this one.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Use Manana's key to open the door.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there.
Oh.
A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver.
Probably not any of those things, but maybe something else. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Let's take a look. The smell of disinfectant in the room smells like chemicals.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes.
Rangwat says this gives me an idea. Tap on the
A
mugs.
little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
Rangwat says, I wonder what happens if you wait and use the key later when someone may be in. Unknown. We'll never know. Okay. What do I mean by uncomfortable?
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
Typical asshole.
This person is unhappy.
Whip out your yellow mug, a yellow man mug, and compare.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
Curious.
The owner of this collection could be dumping his trash in the Whirling's container.
Interesting.
An interesting little clue.
Yeah.
Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road.
Rangwat says, I bet it will just be like the keyhole has
Perhaps you
changed
should
or
break
something.
into apartments more often.
Is this really the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash?
Who knows? Could be. But this clothes in the trash lead doesn't really seem like it's going anywhere. Still.
Or it's still just
good
empty.
thing to keep in mind. You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done here.
Let's move on from the mugs. I think we might keep it under our hat that we came in here. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. Don't we all? Oh, what's the secret thing on the floor? Don't go in that room. Oh, okay. I didn't want to go in there yet, but... Oh, it's not on the floor. It's on the shelf. Take the drugs. A small suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over? Question mark. A book titled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
What's the sevenfold sun miracle?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw.
Huh.
Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Bow down before the flag. Don't bow to the flag.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Interesting. Oh, free shirt. Dodge the monarchist thought, aka the best thought. Oh no! +1 logic. What does my shirt do right now? +1 conceptualization, -1 suggestion. Alright, well, let's stick with what we got for now, but that's good to know. Good with numbers. Alright, well, we learned something here. Maybe a person who lives in this house has access to the trash. Getting late. A balcony with a view to the yard and the hanging. That smoker up there could be a witness. Talk to him. Hey, bub.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. No trouble for me. I just want to know what's going on here. We're gonna be. This is what cops do. They try to tell you you're not in trouble, in order to get you to talk to them. Renguet says, "I love interjecting my opinion in all arguments around Revachol with it all went downhill when the king
I don't want to be
died."
seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Ah.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Actually, the gendarmerie really needs to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
He asks you, adjusting his shirt.
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging?
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
Look, I'm working on it.
Thank you.
What did you do last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
I don't think so.
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
Ah. Renguet says, "What an outfit to have when snow is literally on the floor." Perfect. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Yeah, for real. He must be freezing.
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
When was that?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He looks around the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead houseplants litter the scene.
He's an actor, declaiming a soliloquy. See how you hang on his every word? He's deflecting. He's young with a sharp memory. He hasn't had time to drown it in booze and chemicals.
You still haven't answered my question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer.
Renguet says, implying we aren't muscular. We aren't a true macho man cop. You should shoot him now. True! I can't let this insult go unpunished. What's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the dull and darkening sky, the neighboring windows stand silent.
Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
That sounds fake.
That's definitely not his real name.
You're not actually called Martin Martinez, are you?
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice?
Oh, like this?
Ask him again.
I need your name.
And I really need to finish this cigarette.
But he hasn't left yet.
And I really...
But he hasn't left yet.
Interesting.
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is... Oh.
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
He says you already asked me about that. Did I? Renguet says I may or may not have actually fell for the name. Oh no!
Some more muscular type.
Was it someone from the police?
I couldn't tell you. We don't usually see much of the gendarmerie around here.
When was that?
Last week?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Look.
It'll take more than rain to bring this place back to life. He's deflecting. He's young.
It was
you had
my
a friend
Sunday.
over, a Sunday friend.
He doesn't reply, gesturing no
all right, bub.
with his cigarette. Under the dull and darkening sky.
I'm gonna get you a shirt.
Windows
It's a bribe, and then we'll talk
silent.
later.
No. We won't.
He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the balcony.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Convince him to stay? Let's do it. Renguet says like a person named Washington. You could be named... Yeah, I get what you're saying.
This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains.
Listen, I'm just trying to make things okay again. Can we meet again somewhere else?
For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. Compassion and a hint of understanding.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
His voice is soft and deliberate. With a flick of his wrist, he sends the cigarette butt sailing over the rail and into my waiting mouth.
But, hold on. What's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
He walks away. Oh, let's talk to him. Let's get the key from under the stone. Go into this guy's house in the middle of the night. I like that we're doing the sketchy things
A stone
while Kim's asleep.
like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it.
Turn it over.
There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt. Looks like it could belong to the building's front door.
Put the stone back. Open that door. Let's go talk to this dude. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. Kim, you won't believe what the union gave me. This key. Flip up glasses, the auditor. Whoa, 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 whoa. +1 logic, -1 authority. Filthy boho, probably. Okay. What glasses do I have right now? +1 visual calculus. Professor Layton style music. Oh, true. I could wear these. Yeah. And let me also... Let's be Captain Logic Man. Oh, wait. Is this reducing my conceptualization? No, I changed my mind. Okay. This box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of laundry detergent. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Apartment number 12. A loud, rumbling snore comes from within. Let's go look at this secret thing over here. Money and shoes. Rengwet says, you know, I thought everyone believes you're a cop, but if this guy went up to you and started saying he's a cop, would you believe him? True. Someone's drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall.
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
Inspect the symbol closer.
The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is the star upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
What's the deal with the antlers?
The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time, above it.
Why white? Rengwet says, it is a bit weird this is a fictional setting, but is almost just name swaps at time, like Mazov and
Because
Marx.
white is the color of peace.
Is it the color of peace? What does this invoke in me?
Gone. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain in dirty hallways.
Dang.
You are the big communism builder now. It's you or no one.
All right. Big communism builder. That's me. Anything else I want to see here? This goes to the balcony. I don't think we want to run to the balcony. Well, let's take a look. Because the man's not going to be there. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. Rengwet says, I don't know if communism is known for its white color of peace, but okay. Yeah, communism you think of kind of red, typically, but yeah. The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electrical wires. The curtains shift just a little. Someone is watching from within. Uh-oh. I've been spotted. Oh, what's this? Nice. Actually, I have enough money for tomorrow. That's pretty great. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. Yeah, I could believe that. I mean, it's kind of damp out here for rosemary and a cactus, but okay. Oh god, do we remember which one he went in? Number 28, a door to be remembered. This is the door to apartment 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. This is the door to number 30. Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. Wait. I need to learn a song for karaoke. Nothing for you here now. Okay. I guess we can just start trying doors. Oh my gosh, this is a big place actually. Let me just steal all the loose change around. Ignore that person. The graffito says, a firing squad for the rich. A note reads, foreclosed by Martinet Realty Associates. Oh, different balcony. Oh, so many balconies here. Hey, person who was mean to me before.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases.
Oh shoot, she has the
I
gun.
didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
I need my gun back.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is that heavy fuel oil?
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? This shit is pumped out of government vehicles.
Rembrandts says, okay, jokes aside, I think it's likely white and peaceful because it's not the real symbol, but a pacifist communist student version of it, especially considering the people called the Skulls, who have a reputation for killing cops, are the biggest communist group here. I did not know that they have a reputation for killing cops.
Pumped it out. She's proud of it too.
Fumes are bad for you.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage.
Branguet says, whoops, sorry. That's okay, don't worry. Just be careful. So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell me something about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Just help me out here. Isn't armor... help me out here.
Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Okay.
If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time.
And there's a little girl wearing gloves there?
No. That's all the snitching
All right.
Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals.
Wow.
It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you a little sad suddenly. All right, catch you later, Cindy. Thanks for that, you big jerk. Oh. God, we're getting up to all kinds of stuff. Someone's been sleeping here recently. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate. The rats of the city. Cindy? Oh, you live here? That's sad. I'm taking your pants. I'm commandeering these jeans. +1 electrochemistry, godass. -1 reaction speed, hindsighted. Nice. Reglet says, and Cindy here, perfectly connecting to what I said, is using red, but also pretty anarchist colors. Or also, they're pretty anarchist colors. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Soulfighter says, I'm taking your pants. Perfect time to listen back in. Welcome back. Welcome. Oh, first, this thought. Above, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. Give me the money. Raybutts, sorry if I'm rambling on a bit with my thoughts on the symbol. Nah, you're fine. It's all good. This door's locked. You can't get in. Hey. Don't paint with my gas for my car. Please. Nope. What have I done? Sorry, I tabbed out accidentally. Orango says, wait, I just noticed she's actually painted a skull. Oh, yeah. Please. Is this... Someone has torn down the wall. Waves crashing in the darkness. Oh. Take it all. Money gained. And what's the other thing that I got? Oh, we have this book. You gotta heal. Ah, okay. We got so many clothes. An old grocery list on the table and checks.
What happened here?
You can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall. Modern problems require modern solutions.
It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
There's always a little something in the fridge.
Indeed.
Indeed. Okay. Just poking around a rundown apartment building. Should we acknowledge this woman exists? I guess we could.
Give me a moment.
The elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to have difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
I prefer it to Tyrannosaurus, but whatever floats your boat. Should I call the doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Yeah, she seems not well.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
I'm looking for a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony. I wanna get this out of the way, or I want her to know that I'm not here for her. Rainbow says, wait, do you have to care about medical care here? Pay, I mean. But that is a funny typo. Do you have to pay for medical care here? Unknown.
Yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble. I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
What's so funny?
What was so funny about that?
Yeah. Soulfinder says, I want to play something with a good narrative on my Switch. Suggestions? I played Eichenfell on Switch, which it's like a little old school RPG. And it had a pretty good story. I didn't finish it though, which maybe is worth considering. But that would be, I'd say look at some trailers and stuff for Eichenfell. That'd be my suggestion. And Rango says, Signalis I heard good things about if you want surreal interpretive stuff. I actually did like Signalis when we played it. I didn't like it. The thing I didn't like about Signalis is because it is very open to interpretation and there are multiple endings, but I didn't quite like the game enough to want to go back and play it again. And Soulfinder says, I loved Astral Chain on the Switch. Oh, I have Astral Chain. I haven't played it yet. I picked it up because it was on sale for like the only time ever. Not the only time ever, I'm sure. But it was on sale, and I picked it up a while back, but have yet to play it. Giant Spatcha says, Fire Emblem Three Houses. That is a good suggestion, although I haven't played it. And Soulfinder says, play Astral Chain. Octopath Traveler.
He lives upstairs in room 28.
28.
Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
He's usually home in the evening. I have a few questions about these apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
And Giant Spatch says, lol, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. Why is there a hole in the wall in the abandoned apartment? Soulfinder says, so good! Astral Chain, though, is legit a two-player game that was turned into a single-player game. I've heard there's like a partner, or not a partner system, but you have like an animal or something with you, right? Ribbon says, a lot of the best are not on Switch for story. Nintendo doesn't focus much on story stuff. I think the Switch, though, they have good support for indies, though, or at least a lot of indies have ported over to Switch, which might be actually a comment about the Unity engine. But yeah, so you can find some good indie stuff there. Soulfinder says you have a mecha. It's so good. Oh, I'll show you. I painted some mechs this weekend. Let's just go look at some mechs. I'm not gonna have an excuse to show these otherwise. We're gonna take a break. Giant Spatch says you probably like Stray Gods, actually. Sorry, I gotta disentangle myself. My new setup here, I had to steal the extension cord for that some of the wires were going into, and so now there's a wire that's right at like leg level. I'm just bound in here. Okay, but that's not what we're doing. We're getting some little mechs. Ooh, while we are at it, says Soul Foundry. Ah, Soul Foundry has redeemed today's featured hero clicks. Very nice. Let's see. Perfect timing. 1, 2. Let me just put these over here. And this. All right. Blam. I gotta do something about this. This was supposed to be a temporary situation. I thought I could get away with it for this one stream, but I'm like jammed in here. Soul Foundry says, I want that jar Yu-Gi-Oh thing so badly. I think you can probably still get one. They are serialized and limited, but I don't think they're that limited. Ringo says, yeah, but most indies fit Nintendo's image. Normally more arcadey or simple gameplay stuff. Party games, platformers, retro-style shooters, and the like. And normally the story stuff is generic JRPGs and tactics games, and never anything that serious. Not never, but not often, sure. I guess, I mean, yeah, when we're talking about story games on Switch, a lot of these are JRPGs. Okay. Bam. I'm out of breath. I'm such an old man. Today's featured hero clicks probably should be something on screen. Let's see. Today's featured hero clicks is somebody that we've, I think, had before, but there's more that I want to say about him. Will he come into focus? Bam! Come into focus. Love the autofocus camera. Okay, there he is. Today's featured hero clicks is Purple Dragon. The Purple Dragon is a gang Purple Dragons are a gang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I actually have different miniatures that are unpainted of the Purple Dragons. No, go back into focus, you dip. Oh, this is a problem. Anyway, I wanted this guy to come into focus. Focus. Giant Splash says, is this a Razer webcam? I think this is a Logitech webcam. Let me see actually if I can turn off autofocus. We're just gonna try 1 second real quick and then give up right away. Properties, configure video. Oh wow. Focus, no autofocus. And now, can I adjust the focus myself? Is that making a difference? Ah! Okay, that seems better. Oh, fantastic. Let me make this big real quick just so I can see. That's a little better. Please. All right, well, that's good enough for now. You might be able to turn off autofocus if you download the Maker's software. Yeah, I'm actually going to fuss with this a little bit more. I lied. Properties. Configure video. Oh, wait, where? No? Properties. Configure video. It doesn't want me to do that anymore? Oh, there it is. Okay. I guess I already had it open. Focus. That's worse. Oh. Good enough. Okay, I'm done. I'm done obsessing. Apply. Okay. And now it opens this window 4 more times because I queued all those up, I guess. Oh, and again. Wow, fun. Anyway, today's featured hero clicks is Purple Dragon. I like him because he looks like the Jesus from The Big Lebowski, but it's a real Ninja Turtles thing. I have miniatures from a different Ninja Turtles game that are also Purple Dragons. An interesting thing, though, I wanted to bring him up for 2 reasons. Again, one is because he's one of these repaints that we see sometimes, where in some of the HeroClix sets, the exact same character will have multiple different, or the same model will have multiple characters attached to it. Is that a crowbar or a candy cane? It's supposed to be a crowbar. This man is tiny. Compare him to Karen. Yeah, so compared to Karen, he actually is kind of small. He's got like a little head, weirdly. Compared to our standard size Karen, he's a little taller, maybe, but he's wearing a hat. Anyway, he has a paint swap. I wanted to show you this paint swap. Bam. This is, I guess he's supposed to be a named character from the gang, but this is Malo, which lets us know that it's probably a Latin game and a gang, and the people who made it up aren't very creative. This is Malo, he's bad. Karen can take him easy. Oh. Yeah. As you can see, we already measured them. Purple Dragon is only 20 points, and he's common, whereas Malo is rare, and he's worth a sweet 45 points. Karen Woody beat up both these guys. Giant Spatch says, oh, you have the makings of an entire K-pop group there. Oh, so good. Before we say, now you know, I want to show the mechs that I painted, because I just want an excuse to talk about them. This weekend, I've been painting some mechs for the game Steel Rift. Steel Rift? I have it here. I think it's called Steel Rift. But anyway, it's just been fun. Been painting them with all different color schemes. Not trying to make a team, just trying stuff out. But here's our first one. He's a little gray and green mech with some little rockets, who I like. I'm not crazy about how I did the reflection on the windshield there. But he's liked by me. He's our smallest little boy also. Then we've got this robot, who is taupe, and a walrus for some reason. But he's got the little walrus things and a big drill. So we got the driller killer here as well. And lastly, literally just today, inspired by the Kill Bill DVD case, we have this big boy. Get out of the way, guys. Walrus mech! Walrus mech! We have this big guy here, who I've seen lots of people paint yellow things before, and a lot of times they're like have a heavy wash like this and kind of look like they're dirty or beat up or whatever. And now I know the reason, which is yellow and black look really good together, but if you paint black next to yellow and mess up, you will never fix it. You will never get the yellow to look right again over the black. And so that's why they all have these heavy washes. Did you paint all of these? Oh, yeah, I did. I painted them all in the last week or so. I want to paint 3 more. I've got some little guys with, like, spider legs that I want to do as well. But, yeah, these are all my little mechs. I missed some messages here. Bam. Looks nice. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, these aren't our featured hero clixes, though. Purple Dragon and, to a lesser extent, Malo are 20 and 45 points, respectively. And also they are our featured hero clixes. So, now you know. And this isn't set up. Now you know. Bam, great. Soulfighter says, Piotr is so amazing. I love them. And Ringo says, looks nice. Yeah, I like them. These guys are cool, too. You get to, the mechs are all modular. So you could magnetize them if you wanted and, like, swap out different weapons and stuff. But I like to build them in a particular configuration, not just because I'm lazy, although that's part of it, but also I think they have more character if, like, you know, the little green and gray guy always has rockets. Anyway, those are my mechs. And I don't have headphones in. Oh! Good stuff. Let's talk to this cleaning lady now. Soulfighter says, I need to make my Kinkakuji temple and beetle mecha things still. I like a beetle mech. I like the sound of that. Why is there a hole in the wall of the abandoned apartment?
Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
With how small these rooms are, wouldn't you want to break the wall down?
What can you tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still,
she leans on her broom.
She leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
Do you know who lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
Okay, well, thanks.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
One more thing. Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Soulfoundry says, my beetle mech reminds me of a Digimon, and I secretly wish Digimon would take over Pokemon. Oh, I gotta remember it next time we do one of these streams. What is it we're doing? Next time we stream, I gotta remember to bring, I have models from the game Monster Apocalypse, and one of them is a big beetle man. I'll bring him on to share. I don't know quite where he is right now. It's not worth trying to run and get him at the moment. Anyway.
If you could call
Giant Splodger says I'm a Digimon apologist. Digimon's good.
A room upstairs, right next to the coal room.
Oh.
It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
Wow. You should ask for more.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
Well, now that I know you're not cool, I am out of here. Soulfoundry says, bug-type Pokemon are my favorite. Scyther and Pinsir are so freaking cool. Pinsir's pretty dope. And Giant Spatch says, my favorite type is Sexy Angels. Ah, then, yeah, Digimon's perfect. I did like Digimon Cyber Sleuth. It was a little bit too much of a grind for me, and so I eventually fell off of it, but I do like that game. And so Audrey says, Giant Spatula, that's my second favorite type. A 2-item tier list. Okay, let's go to door 28 again. And visit this man almost the midnight. Oh wait, this is the wrong way. Wait. The balcony, not the exit. Rangoet says, no one lives under the lighthouse, is the game, is on my eye, and it's a horror about working at a lighthouse. It's slow-paced, and as stuff goes on, details start to change and appear, from the subtle to time being a complete mess. Also on Steam, the requirement edition note says... it says, why'd you leave your beans? That's a little bit unhelpful. Let's also quick save while we're thinking of it. Alright, 28. Which is the one on the end.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
Soulfoundry says, I need a Steam Deck.
Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Steam Deck does seem cool. Giant Spatch says, Steam Deck good.
No one answers. Looks like he isn't home. You should come back tomorrow evening, after 2100.
Fine. So after 9, but before midnight, presumably. That's okay. We're getting some good leads and stuff here. Rangot says, Piotr, it's a reference to a film. Ah, yes. You will never watch with a glass of wine, like you say. Wait, okay. Listen. Let's... I summon Microsoft Edge. In attack mode. Microsoft Edge. Window capture. Microsoft Edge. Bam. Okay, what am I looking for? Where to watch The Lighthouse. And also, what wine pairs with a black and white movie? Okay. Pairings for wine and movie nights, good to know. We'll take a look at that later. You can watch it on Canopy, which I've never heard of. Amazon Prime Video. I might just get it on Prime. Oh, it's a Showtime thing? Oh, maybe I'll just grab it on Prime. I gotta watch that, for real. Fyodor Bizzle, you need a pairing with a surreal horror. Ah, okay. Oh, look, nothing's on the screen. Very good stream. This pause menu is much better content. Ringwitz is also a big inspiration for the game. So far he says, it's a trap! What does Microsoft Edge in defense mode look like? Oh, yeah, I can do this. Check it out. So here's... Oh, okay. We're going to do this. It's going to be hilarious, and everybody's going to love this hilarious bit. Here's Microsoft Edge in attack mode. And then, I'm sure this will definitely work. Here... I switch Microsoft Edge into defense mode and end my turn. Alright, there we go. Good joke. So worth the wait. Fantastic. Let's go back to what we were doing. And Ringo says there may be a pairing with the Sailors film. So stupid. John Sanchez says, OMG, great joke. Very good. Let's see if we can talk to Joyce before it gets too late. I should not be allowed to use OBS. Is Joyce still here? She is.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Not as good as the bear joke, though. True. I haven't thought about the bear joke for a while. We gotta refresh. That's the other thing that I keep saying I'm gonna do, Rangoet. Is I keep saying I'm gonna refresh or reset or change up the light snack rewards, and I keep not doing it. That's gotta go on my list too. Okay, I have a photo of the victims. No, I want to talk. Tell me. Soulfinder says I was gonna redeem a tapir fact today, but oh no. Oh lord. I've got some more questions about reality.
Basic reality. My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Ah, Soul Foundry redeemed waste 50 points. Thank you very much for the light snacks. Let me put on. Let me. Can I switch my jacket mid-conversation? I think we are out of tapir facts. I think I'm out of tapir facts too, to be honest. That one's definitely got to get replaced. We've learned everything there is to know about tapirs. Ah, I see that we can't. That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Just a moment. I'm going to talk to her about the victim and stuff with Kim tomorrow, because I want him to be here for that. Where's my police jacket? Ah, yes. Now I look... Oh, wait. That seems like a lateral move. I guess we want the patrol cloak, though. Isn't that... +1 shivers. Know thy neighborhood. Alright. Anything else? Spirit de Corp? No, okay. Rangoet says, Soul Foundry, finally, Paratopic is another abstract horror, but more walking sim style short thing. In terms of Archie's short walking sims, it's one of the worst ones, but like one of the only ones on Switch. Rangoet, Paratopic is one of the few games I've written a Steam review for. Let me just find that real quick. To share. Let's see, library. Games. Soulfinder says we are tapir experts. Oh yeah, reviews. Because I did play Paratopic. Soulfinder says you like creepy. Rangoet, you like creepy things. I do too. But do you ever want to play really? Do you ever play really pretty surreal stuff? All right, here's my Paratopic review. Let's go Steam. Let's go transition. 2 people found this review helpful. Okay, so I only played it for less than half an hour. Multiple sequences where you spend minutes driving a car in a straight line with nothing to do, nothing to see, and looping garbled nonsense on the radio. Skip it. Posted June 9th, 2019. I didn't like this one. And somebody says, like, missed. I didn't care for Paratopic. That's the long way of saying.
You're back.
I would agree with your surmisal that it's
What
one
can
of
I
the
help you
worst walking, kind of walking sims in that style. I've got some more questions about reality.
Basic reality.
Oh no,
My
it's better
favorite
now.
part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is? Think of something close to you.
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass.
Soulfinder says Mist is so effed up when you think about it. A dad steals a GF, then wait, really? I guess I missed that detail in it. Ringwood says Paratopic I like the style of and liked some aspects of it, but it is one of the most disappointing one of those kinds of games I've played. Maybe the only walking sim that actually disappointed me. Though I did like it, still I kind of agree with all your points, and we'll even add on that the story feels underdeveloped and the ending sucks. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not against. I really liked the Dream Core walking sim that we played some of the other day. So it's not, I don't have something against the genre per se, but that one just didn't do it for me.
To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again.
Soulfinder says, legit, Mist is about Atris, who is trying to get his wife back, whose dad has taken her as his wife. Oh my god, okay, that's some real family drama.
We always do.
What am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
The Revachol Citizens Militia?
Preciso mundo.
I like the way you talk, Joyce. Soulfinder says, and his sons are just terrible people. I do remember the sons being terrible people. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia? Ringwat says, the driving sections are so long in Paratopic. I do like the detail that the stuff changes next to you on the seat. Oh, I don't think I noticed that. But it's too long for that, and it even has stuff about aliens on the radio, and it, like, never happens in the car. Maybe like a split second, but still.
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
You said de facto.
Yes. That means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
Oh, and Soulfinder says about Mist, you find out Atris is just as bad, but not as bad as everyone else. So you like him. Ah, yes, the least worst. So I'm basically a thrall to foreign interests.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective.
Hmm.
It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it.
She leans in. I smooch her back.
Yet, on the other hand,
Oh,
I
no.
know these
I misread
people.
that.
I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Why not?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
Ringwet says, I mean, a lot of those are still beautiful in their own ways, such as Mundan, The Void, the works of Cosmo D, and Sacrifice are all beautiful, surreal games. And of course, Myst. Sophie says, I'm thinking as in The Witness, I guess. Ah, sure.
So, permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Say nothing.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
And Soulfighter says, just pretty lights and things to read and solve. And Ringwet says, I mean, beauty is subjective. True. But I see what you mean, Soul Foundry. Yeah, what is reach for something? No, let's not try that. 3% chance? Are we going to increase our conceptualization again? I don't think so. What are you?
What I am not is a basic term of reality.
She smiles pedantically.
There may be a way to get her speaking about herself at some later juncture.
What was the RCM again?
Nothing more nor...
Oh.
Yes. That means not de jure.
Yeah.
The RCM,
that's it for the who am I part then.
Permit me to conclude with this. Who
we heard
those
that.
authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms
What
of
is
reality?
this? Spread your hands.
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
I meant, what is this place here?
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot.
Ah.
Or two.
2? What is Rue de Saint...
A pre-revolutionary tenement.
Hey, we got some XP
Old
for that.
buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
Ah, continue. Sophie says, I would like to play Among Us with you sometime, Rangoet. Or anyone here, TBH. That would be fun to do like a community game sometime. It would have to be something like that. I mean, we did Minecraft before, but it probably has to be something free or otherwise very accessible. And Rangot says, so Foundry, I personally think a community game of Lethal Company would be great. Let me look into that. That might be fun. We'd have to kind of schedule it in advance, but I'd be down for that too, Rangoet. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't say maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll do that, but maybe we'll do this. I could get into that. I try not to promise things that I'm not certain about.
This one used to be 8
but
to 10 stories tall. A real
I will look
high-rise
into
by
it.
the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
From a dilapidated balcony, Cindy the Skull gives Joyce the evil eye, her red paintbrush held to her throat. And Rangot says, Lethal Company does rely on VC, so people would need to be comfortable with that. That's true. And Soulfinder says, I have a voice. Bragger.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a soaring motion.
Wonderful.
Nice. Death threats for you. What is that? Point to Cindy the Skull.
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture? And Rangot says, oh, also on that, not a community game, but if you ever played I could do co-op with you.
You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
Interesting theory.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow. Soulfinder says, legit, I was going to post me almost falling in the snow on Discord today.
That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
I think I may be part of an infraculture.
And what would that be?
Cop? Disco? I don't know, I just feel it. Disco.
I can see that, yes. I dabbled in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating. Downright mandatory.
Rangot says, co-op is chaotic. Friendly fire exists, you can mind hack your co-op buddies, and this is both an RPG with crazy over-the-top abilities and a fast-paced FPS, so it's pretty chaotic.
Nothing infra about disco, baby.
Your disco?
Those days are long behind me.
Ah.
Even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me.
The new?
The new. A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary Revachol. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-colored everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now.
Sounds fun. I can't remember a single thing.
Wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, if you can remember the new, you weren't there?
Oh my god. We're gonna bond over Guillaume. Wait, Guillaume Le Million. I was just thinking about that guy. Whatever happened to him? Rainbow says, nothing like wondering whose army of clones is who, as they all start jumping in 20 feet into the sky to hit helicopters with katanas.
Ah, yes.
Seems
not very central
very lucid.
to reality, is it?
I still want to know.
I can't be 100% sure, but I believe he died due to complications from venereal disease.
Which one?
All of them.
Wow. Are you sure he didn't die of autoerotic asphyxiation?
You can't get a venereal disease from that, can you?
Oh, only if you do it right, Joyce. So you're saying he didn't vanish in a puff of stardust?
I'm afraid no. But then again, one can't be entirely sure. It's all part of his mystique. Ask someone else and you may get a more champagne-colored take. Anyway, what other basic facets of reality should we discuss?
That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Tell you what, it's 1 in the a.m. No, it's not. It's midnight in the a.m. Let's go back. We'll go to sleep, and we'll come back with Kim tomorrow. But I think for now we'll wrap up the stream. I thought we were gonna like. I honestly thought that it was gonna take us like 10 minutes to get through the rest of day 1 here, but no, it's almost 2 hours. We did other stuff too. It's fine. Oh wait, is this guy something? Real quick, let's bother this man. Rangwat says, also I love when I got the ability to summon a clone of myself, and it's a guy in heavy armor with a shotgun. I have light armor with a katana and a pistol. Listen, there are all kinds of clones. That is funny, though. Soulfighter says, I want to play D&D with us. Oh, that would take some real logistics, and... But that would be cool. It'd be cool to do something like that. Maybe there's something more low-key we could do. Alright, let's go back, let's go to bed, and then we'll wrap it up a little early for today. Blam, 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 blam. Community games is something I need to think more about, in general. I've wanted to do it before. There's even a folder in Steam, in my Steam library, called Community Games, but we've never done anything besides Minecraft. So Rangwat says, no, we need the niche Piotr tabletop game. Ah, the D8 system. Yes, true. Or what did we call it? I mean, what is it called in real life? Because it wasn't invented. Octofate rules. I guess all game systems are invented. Yeah. There's a Piotr tabletop. I need it. It's the game we played for AI Dungeons. Anyway. Let's go to sleep. Is there a bed? Soulfinder says, I'd never play it, but I'd keep it under my table. Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. They should not... they should have sent a poet. Not they should not have sent a poet. Okay, so how do I... Oh, that is where I sleep.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Crawl on in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep.
Oh.
And then sleep doesn't come.
Rangwat says, the bed. Whatever you say. It's kind of a bed, but I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Soulfinder says, I'm in bed with my eyes open.
Smells of alcohol and sweat. And grease.
Check the blanket.
It barely covers your toes.
No.
Stretching over your soft belly.
Giant Spadge says, I never left bed. Soulfinder says, it's so stormy again. It is starting to look... Oh. It's starting to look weathersome out there.
You see a dizzying
where I am
array of
too.
Colors.
Luckily you can save partway through. We might have to do that.
Easily.
Roll over to the other side.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Soulfoundry says, I have my heat cranked. This is very familiar to me. Trying to sleep, but you got something running through your head.
Something to do with... What was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
Rangwat says, not mid-convo, but the dream luckily has a short break in the convo. Ah, okay, cool. We'll that's a good tip, actually. We'll save when that happens. No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Soulfinder says, the wind is wild again. I usually love it, but not right now. I need my power. It's reasonable. Okay. Let's save here. And we'll be back another time. Hopefully we'll get another stream this week. I'll post in the Discord if that's going to be the case. But otherwise, we'll be back next week or during the weekend with some more stream. And Soulfighter says, that being said, C.S. Lewis is great for no power. Interesting. Just listening to a nice little audiobook. That does sound pretty cozy while the wind is roaring outside. In any case, let's call it here for now. We'll be back with more Disco Elysium another time. And Rangwat says, I hope you forget we ended here and just get confused AF. That is very possible. Let's wrap up by saying the thing we always say, which is, if you watched any of this stream live tonight, thank you so much for watching live. Thanks for hanging out as we finish the first day of Disco Elysium. And if you watch this as a recording or on YouTube, thank you so much for watching that way too. And until next time, I will see you later.